Hello everybody, my name's Ardendrus, and welcome back to Sunless Sea. We're here at the Fathom King hold, because, well, we have some things to go over from the last time, don't we? So, let's go out of here, pause the game so that doesn't count down, and take a quick look at the map, because things are a little different, aren't they? So, last time, we've decided we're going to change up how we do this a little bit. Quick overview. Going to be cutting out a lot of travel time now, so it's just like mainly going over the island story bits. And I've started using like a map to help. I haven't shown the map. Might probably want to pop that in at some point in one of these videos. Yeah, I don't know. If you really want to see it, I'll leave a link to the wiki page there I got this map from, so that you can take a look at it yourself if you want. But yeah, it's been really helpful. It tells us where tiles could be and what to look for. And we've also, if that menu will close, yeah, we started using the manual save and load game system. Because at this point, I really want to just get to an end of this, get to one of the endings for this game. I've been playing it kind of like how it's intended, because you're not really intended to use that system. It's in there for like if you want, but that's not really how you're supposed to play. But the whole keep dying, starting over again has worn on me a little bit. We're on our 4th captain now. Last episode, at the very end, due to a mistake I made, because I trusted the game when it said 19 or less menaces was good, when in fact having 19 put you at odds with the Khan. So I went in there. Ended up gaining 15 terror, going up to 99 at the time, so we were guaranteed to get a mutiny event. So I popped in the save and kept loading from there. Kept loading from Khan's Heart until I could eventually get us to Fathom's King, because I really want to reach an ending at this point. But anyways, taking a look at the actual map, going over exactly what happened. We started in Fallen London, same as usual, didn't do much there. Then, utilizing our new trick of jump cuts rather than lots and lots of sailing, we popped over to Khan's Shadow, where I learned that I've been very silly. You see the shops tab up here? Yeah, for some reason, I have no idea why, I sort of assumed that applied almost solely to Fallen London and like a couple other places. Nope, not the case. Apparently, a lot of these islands have shops. If it makes sense, if there's any sort of civilization, there's probably a shop there. Or, I'll say human civilization, because we're in what is technically a civilization, but it's not really a human civilization. But if we go anywheres with a human civilization, apparently, there's a high chance it has a shop. I've just been ignoring this entire time. Which, frustrating to know. But anyways, I was already on this page, bought a mirror catch box over at Khan's Shadow. Keep opening and closing that. Which is very helpful, because the mirror catch box catches sunlight. And so, using the map I've picked up off the wiki, that will tell you like what tiles can go where and which regions, because there are certain tiles in each region, and those regions are always in the same place, but the tiles within can get mixed up. But using that, I found out, and the wiki page of this storyline to get to our ending, I found out that we needed to go to the island of Aceville, which is always going to be somewheres in like these 4 islands right in this section right here. So, we're searching around in here, found Mangrove College, which we also needed to go to. There's like this weird spider island forest thing here, which we could technically get the heart we need for our mission as well here, but it would be like super difficult, and I think there are better options. But anyways, we found Mangrove College, that spider island place. Then we traveled up here and teleported, apparently, according to the map. I'm fairly certain we took a straight line from here to here, so it should be filled out. But for whatever reason, this part is just, like, on its own. Anyways, we keep going, we reach Aceville. This is actually a pretty cool place. If we were going for more of the storyline here, we could set up a colony here, but instead we just picked up our sunlight. Then, just exploring a little bit more, we found the Sea of Lilies and the prison, where we turned in our crooked cook or something like that. I forget what he's called. Shady cook. Shady cook, that's what it is. And got a whole bunch of stuff. Then we kept exploring, found Port Cecil, started the story there. We're going to need to get more into that at some point. And then the aforementioned trip to the con that went very poorly. We ended up losing an iron and I think a mirror, as well as gaining 15 terror, so that was like real bad for us. But anyways, kept going. We left there a couple of times, load saving in the episode, trying to get where we survived the mutiny. And of course, it was the very next one that I didn't record that succeeded. But now we're here at Fathom's King. So, let's just get into it. Might as well compile a port report. And descend to an audience with the Fathom King. We have a whole bunch of Z stories from the turning in the Shady Cook, so that's pretty good. So, a whole bunch of stuff here. Discuss the matter of your father's bones. Your complexity. I have a more personal petition. You know something of my father, or what remains of him. And present a Fathom King with a box of sunlight. It's what he asked for. With utmost care, the Fathom King's Chamberlain pulls on a pair of squid leather gloves and takes the box from you. He does not approach the Fathom King, he takes it directly to a slit at the side of the room. Satisfactory, the Fathom King says swiftly. As to your payments, there are optical techniques lost to the Upper Z, but now you will learn them. We lost our mirror catch box. We fulfilled that quest, gained a mirror and a secret. Nice. And we finally, I'm crossing it off my list of how we win this game. Finally completed one of our missions and got one step closer to actually winning the game. I have no idea what's going to be the next easiest one. We need to go to Mount Homerston, pick up a recruit there, but we need some parabola linen first. We need to go to Fallen London a couple of times and pick up a couple of recruits there. We need to go up to Irem for a few missions. What else? We need to go to Venderbite, pick up a recruit there. We also need to go to Mangrove College with some stuff, apparently. Then we need the Curator or the Port Cecil quest. And something from Irem. So, we're like a sixth of the way through. But it was the easiest sixth to do. We already read through that before, right? Let's speak of other matters. Discuss the matter of your father's bones. I have come to plead for a sailor's life. Skintalak to gain some crew. Do we need Skintalak for anything else? I think we'll pick up some more at some point. And I would like the crew back. Perhaps it's someone you knew. Perhaps you're feeling philanthropic. Perhaps you're simply desperate for crew. A wall puckers up. And that was not worth it. A wall puckers up, open, and a guard in a thorned exoskeleton brings in a shivering sailor. Captain, she cries, it was the cold. Go. The Phantom King says languidly, I won't release her twice. You lost the Skintalak for a crew and a little bit of lost terror. Maybe not worth it, but oh well. We could ask for a boon, but I don't think we have the whole space we need for that. And we'll probably just get like 5 supplies or something like that anyways. Witness and execution. 2 silent guards in thorned exoskeletons drag a babbling drowny forward. No! She shrieks. I am no friend of spiders. I have never purchased silk. It was a gift. Your complexity. I've always been loyal. A spray of seawater. The guards fling the drowning into the pool. The splash soaks the king, but his dignity is unmarred. The pulsing in the pool intensifies into a threshing. The drowning sinks from view, and the waters grow thick and dark. Next, the king says peaceably. A tale of terror, a couple of terror ourselves. Okay. Oh, we can still pick up a boon from the king? Sure, we'll try it. 5 supplies for 5 terror. I suppose we did have the space. So I think we're good here for now. And what to next? I think the next place we need to go, we're probably going to have to stop back up at Fallen London. Or do... What do we need? We need to go to the Salt Lions for the Port Cecil storyline. We need to go to Venderbite for a couple of things. We have a mission for Gatorsmorn. Then we need to go to Mount Palmerston, which is somewhere up here. And Iram up over here. I'm gonna start sailing. And as I'm sailing, I'll decide where to go. And we'll be right back at one of those places. So, 1 second. Once again, as soon as I leave port, we end up in combat. Yeah, this is just going to be like the pirate poet vessel. So we've dealt with quite a number of these already, but probably getting this on screen just to show what we might get for rewards or if something bad happens. Oh, it's got a shot off, but only did 4 damage, so... Oh, definitely fired way too soon on that one. It only did 4 damage, so we should still get this fight off just fine. Oh, it got another shot off on us. That's not another hostile vessel, is it? No, that's just sailing past us. We're fine. You just sank below the surface. Okay. There we go. Did we just do like double damage on that one? What was that? Anyways. Investigate the wreckage. Rescue the pirate poets or have an officer rescue her? Oh, have we gone through all of these? You have reached a rapport with the pirate poet. You forged a rivalry. Rescue the pirate poet. Once again, you are the victor. Once again, the familiar dance. Words are no longer needed. The pirate poet bows her head, acknowledging your victory. Next time, though, a slight smile adds, do not expect her to go so easy on you. Gain a fuel, a supply, and a cache of curiosities. And a whole bunch of echo also. And a couple more fuel from a crate. Okay. That puts us in a better position as far as supplies and fuel go. So... actually, we're going to stop at Pigmoat Isle and repair. And then I think we're going to go up to Gatorsmorn and do a bunch of stuff in this region. I think we are in a good enough position to do so. So I'll bring us back when we're at Pigmoat. 1 second. Okay, we're back here in Pigmoat Isle. We ran into a little bit of trouble with a jellyfish back there, but we didn't lose any crew members, so we're fine. Might as well compile a port report while we're here. They don't have a shop here. Okay. Might as well help them resolve a dilemma. If it comes up giving us something that increases civilization, we'll get a better price. We've gotten this one before. This is the one where there's like a monster in the woods and we either have a party to quell their superstition. Which, what, this just like put their spirits up one, I think? And this one... let's do this one instead. Suggest raising chicken woods. Burn the trees, leave it nowhere to hide. Wait, no, that will lower civilization by 1 and raise might by 1, I'm assuming? So, let's declare their fear superstition again. I know this is what we did before. But I don't want to see the outcome from the other one. And... yep, spirit goes up to 10. Nice. Sadly, didn't get a civilization event. So, it's going to cost 125 echo, but that's fine. Health quality is now 75. You've lost 125 echo. Okay. So hull-wise, we're fine. I would like a couple extra crew members, because I think at full crew you actually move faster and do more damage. It's just a question, do we stop at... we're already this close anyways. We're gonna stop at Fallen London. I'll bring us back there. Okay. Taking us back, not in Fallen London. I decided to take a small detour to test something I read about on the wiki, where if you don't have something await you in port when you go into Fallen London, then you won't get questioned by the port authorities. So we stopped at Mudden Island, because it's the closest island, to Fallen London. And it has a different story bit, apparently. Approach Mudden Island. Is there something in the air today, a restless breeze? Approach to the dock. It's probably nothing. The moment passes. The ship slides into the dock. Has something changed on Mudden Island? Time passes. Breaker's Haven is eerily quiet. A still, sleepy evening. Something is different. Fewer coils of smoke rise from the chimneys. Half the windows are dark, even at this early hour. What's going on? Explore the town. Where is everyone? Old hearths. You peer through a black window. You see a table laid with silver cutlery, and ashes white in the hearth. The rug is crumpled untidily. The solitary boot left on it lies on it. Singing rises from the cock and magpie. Raucous, rustic voices accompanied by a jangling piano. The Man in the Well is a popular ditty in these parts, but you've rarely heard it performed with such gusto. Is that just the same thing again? Yeah. Visit the cock and magpie. The windows are fierce with candles. The singing within is merry, if off-key. A well feast. As you enter, the singing stops. The locals, crammed into the crooked tap room, turn to look at you. A table creaks beneath a lavish spread, bowls of plump ivory beans and peas as big as bullets. Golden potatoes, crunchy with fat, a vast roasting dish, in which a human carcass, dressed neatly with twine, sizzles in its juices. A custodial chef carves it like a Sunday roast. Ah, he says, lifting his knife. Regrettable timing. Capture them, brothers and sisters. We'll string them in the well in anticipation of less fortunate times. You've stumbled across an appalling feast. I should have saved. I think it's too late to save. Pull up a chair. You are no stranger to such crimson feasts. Too bad we're not a cannibal. Run for it. You need to be faster than the villagers, just faster than the slowest member of your crew. Or fight your way through free. You snatch a candlestick from a nearby sill. Your crew raise their fists. It's a long way to the ship. Let's pop that save in there. So do we fight our way? We got 34% on this. Fight your way free. You snatch a candlestick from a nearby sill. Your crew raise their fists. It's a long way to the ship. We're gonna lose crew members. I think we're gonna lose crew members no matter what. We would definitely lose crew members no matter what on this one. It's just a question of how many. And if we're involved in the losses. Like, are we straight up just gonna get, like, 3 wounds? Or whatever happens here if we fail? That would suck so badly. Fight your way free. Hostile territory. It's bloody, dragging battle back to your ship. The locals know their village well. They spring from hedgerows, they lurk with nets and narrow alleys. They drop from low, thatched roofs onto straggling sailors. It is a depleted crew that makes it back to your ship, and sets a frantic course into the dark. Less than an hour out, your lookout spies an Admiralty frigate making for Quaker's Haven. Perhaps you weren't the first to escape the island. We escaped from Mudden Island, we pick up 3 tales of terror, an intriguing snippet, and... wow. What, we would have lost like 1 crew if we succeeded then, I'm assuming? The blockade of Mudden Island. An Admiralty frigate sits in the harbor. Load the engines. The frigate is blocking the jetty, preventing you from landing. Turned away. Mudden Island. Mudden Island is under quarantine. A wan lookout calls in a shaky voice. Until such time as proper manners and appetites are restored, you'll find no welcome here. Okay then. I'm really glad we're so close to Fallen London then. Oh, it's gonna take like 5 years to make it there. We're so close and so far. I won't make you suffer through this. I'll take us back in when we reach London. We're back in Fallen London. That legitimately took me like 2.5 minutes. It's the closest island. And it took me 2.5 minutes to make it back here. That is ludicrous. And we did that to try and avoid this, but then it didn't matter anyways. So 200 echo or 5 favors. We're not really using the favors for anything else, so it was pretty expensive though. That took away almost half of what we had. Nightmare strength is up to 3. Like messages. I think we have a couple things to do here, like strategic information for 150 echo and a favor. Vital intelligence. Enthusiastic nods. I'm glad you brought me this. I have a colleague of sorts, a diplomat, so-called. I'll tell you because I trust you. This diplomat will pay better, but I will put the information to better use. He leans forwards. There are powers in this world I cannot speak of. There are affairs of the Navy I am not proud of. Bring me more information like this, and we can set matters right. London, God bless her enduring majesty, the Empress. You now have recovering X supremacy, London. Gain 350 echo for a vital intelligence, which I don't even remember how we got that. We do have a new character to take a look at in just a moment. Ask the Admiral what he thinks of the voracious diplomat. Speak of moves in the Great Game. Submit your port reports. I'm assuming the diplomat won't want these. Let's see. Pignote, we've already done, obviously. Port Cecil, we've done. Fathoms Kings, we've done. We've done Wisdom, I believe. I'll hold off on that one. Oh, there's a new line for quicker saving, actually. Mutton Islands are a problem now. I'm sure order will be restored in due course. 5 echo and a fuel. That's okay. Okay, we have 2 slots left. Do we have 3 port reports to turn in? Yes, we do. We can't actually turn all of these in. The Mangrove College. Oh yes, the muddy philosophers, do tell. 50 echo, a fuel, and a favor. Tasteful. I had always wondered if it might be a myth. 50 echo, and a fuel, and a favor. Okay. Full up on cargo, so can't do anything else here. We still have this woman with us. Still have a crate of souls and some wines. Really wish we had the cash to upgrade to a bigger ship, but that's still just out of the question. Let's check out the voracious diplomat then. The diplomat lairs near Mansion's Pyre, in a second-floor office above a gymnasium for pugilistic ladies and gentlemen. Your conversation is punctuated by distant shouts and blows. The diplomat smiles fondly at the sounds. Pick up an agent. I have a friend, the diplomat says casually, who will be grateful for passage somewhere else. The Connate, for instance, or Port Carnelian. An agent will allow you to establish an intelligence network, and sometimes to grow it later. Describe recent moves in the Great Game. We'll probably get better pay for that one, so we might ask about the diplomat's role. What kind of diplomacy is involved? A catly grin. The kind of diplomacy that doesn't get written down. I'm attached to the Admiral, not the Foreign Office. I'm attached to the Admiralty, not the Foreign Office. London is not what she was, but she still has interest abroad. I look after them as best I can. I do hope you're patriotic enough not to ask for too many details. Ask about the dark spectacled Admiral. Do they work closely together? Carefully neutral expression. Well now, the Admiral is a man of principle. Very straightforward, very traditional in his views. I think it's rather courageous of him to expect the Navy to operate without outside assistance. And he has excellent taste in both chamber music and wine. I hope that makes my feelings clear. And I suppose we'll describe recent moves in the Great Game. Oh yes. Full attention. The diplomat takes notes. Only listens with utmost concentration, fingertips touching, eyes slightly closed. The payment is small but welcome. I think I got more from the Admiral for that one. That might have been a mistake. And we're heading up to Port Carnelian, so pick up an agent. You now have one network, so diplomatic agent, a name and address. Both are probably temporary, but they're all you need. I'm glad that didn't take up a hold slot. What do you think about the voracious diplomat? The diplomat, a half-legendary, all-infamous figure whose connection to the Admiralty is obscure. Frank scowl. An unprincipled scoundrel, the Admiral snaps. If you have intelligence, bring it to me. Don't go off the books. Okay, then. Return to Wolfstack Docks. Hire on more crew. Hire on more crew. Hire on more crew. Hire on more crew. Of course, we get 3 on the last one. Anything in the Rose Market we can do? It just continues to be a no on that one. A new recruit. The Carnelian Exile. I don't think that's the right one. Don't think that's not the right one. Actually I want to make sure of something. Let me look something up and be back for in just a second. Okay, I'm back, and neither of these officers are what we're looking for. I also figured out how recruiting works. I had no idea exactly. I knew there was something with it. But unlocked with another day a new recruit 6 and another day a new recruit no more than 7. So every time we come into New Fallen London, we end up with the whole, like, pickup message from the Harbor Master and all that. Or if we've been away from Fallen London for a while, we'll get that. I think it's a time thing. Apparently we get a randomly assigned a new recruit number. And we need to get specific ones. I think we need a 3 or 4 is what I read. I might be wrong on that one. Well, that's something we're going to have to come back for at some point. So, otherwise, not much to do there. That was all we had to do in London. All we had to do with the diplomat and the admiral. Suppose we go to the lodgings. Read the morning paper to pick up recent news. Time with your family. What story do we give? You need the outlandish artifacts, otherwise I do those. Tell your child and your sweetheart of the surface. The sun is bright and cruel and sweet as peaches. Someday. Neither of them have ever seen the surface. Not yet. We haven't seen the surface. Where they're like, oh, neither of these two have seen the surface. We haven't seen the surface either. But hey, we get a vision of this. We lost our vision of the surface, but get 4 Z fever. We're getting up there. I think it's 25. I don't quite remember. And I don't think we have anything for the studies. I think we've done... Let's rest. It cost 100 echo, but it will do. Some nice stuff. We lost our wounds. We gained 2 restful nights. We're yearning for light still. And we lost quite a bit of terror. We could sell off an heirloom, but we're not going to worry about that just yet. Back to the rest of the city. Back to the rest of the city. Don't have anything for you, and don't think we... Well, we have a bunch of stuff we could sell to the Alarming Scholar, but I don't think we're going to right now. Yes. Well, we could have sold that Extraordinary Implication to the Alarming Scholar. Intriguing snippet. Offer the Scholar an intriguing snippet. I might perhaps classify this as gossip, not data, nevertheless. Fever goes up and we gain 58 echo. I've never seen intriguing snippet anywhere else, so just going to give you those. And I don't know what stories we're going to need. We're going to need a whole bunch of Z stories, so you're never getting these. But we have 11 of those. We'll give you 1 for just a little bit of echo. Can't give those. Or we could give those, but we have other uses for them, so I think that's it. And that's everything here. So, back out to the map. I'll bring us back in Gatorsmorn, I suppose. That's going to be our next target. Or vendor bites. You know what, let's go to vendor bites, then Gatorsmorn, and then we'll start working. Wait, no. We need to go to the salt lines, too. Guess we'll go left to right, and then, like, go up and across like that. Because we need to find something up there, too. So, I'll bring us back in vendor bite, then. Okay, we're up here in the tomb colonies of vendor bites. Shops. We can sell stories here, but that's, like, not a lot. You can get so much more anywhere else. Monster's Almanac looks pretty cool, though. Oh, this is... You get this as a reward for one of the things in the study. We could also just sell Tomb Colonists if we had them. Okay, so we could buy fuel and supplies here, but nothing major. Tomb Colonies. Get the port report while we're here. Don't think we need to go to the... don't need to speak to the first curator. Don't. Could do this, but that's like all of our supplies more or less, and I just don't think it's going to be worth it. Do we not have a something awaits us imports? We should have an option here to... Yeah, we do. Where's the option to hire on the bandaged cook? Interesting. Explore vendor bite, I suppose. The Carmine Chapel. A little chapel stands alone. Oh yeah, we've seen this one before. Make an offering. But I think that gets us a little bit closer to being Cannibal. But probably not a great idea. Let's search the place. Gain a terror for some fragments. That's it. We should have been able to pick up the bandaged cook here. Why can't we? I feel like I'm just looking up thing after thing. The bandaged poissonnier is recruited at vendor bite in the Vengeance of Jonah interaction. But it's not here. That's interesting. We've seen the option to hire them on before. But for whatever reason, it's just not here now. There should be an option right underneath the dusty glass of wine. Do we have too little terror? Is that the problem and it just didn't show up? But usually it would show up and you just, like, can't do it. That's strange. We'll come back here at some point and try and figure that out. But anyways... I think I'm gonna travel up and around and then back down to Gatorsmorn. If I find an island we're looking for, I'll bring it back for that. Otherwise, we'll just be in Gatorsmorn when we return. So, 1 second. Okay. So this wasn't actually an island we were looking for. We just found Frostfound again. And was just gonna stop here and get the port report real quick. But I saw this, the tireless mechanic. This isn't actually one of the officers we're looking for. But I did see this little text bit here saying it increases fuel efficiency. Oh, it's only 20 echo. We're going to pick them up. It's going to pay for themselves in like no time at all. Just because fuel is pretty expensive by itself. Or we can pay for fuel, but not having to pay as much for fuel will be better. Well, it's like going to pay for itself in a very short amount of time. Assuming it's even like 5%. Going through 20 fuel, that's maybe 2 episodes. We've used quite a bit more in some episodes than even 20 fuel. But yeah, we're going to pick them up. We don't actually need this officer, but that's like a really good ability, I think. The tireless mechanic has had enough of Frostbound. He smiles at you over his spectacles, teeth chattering. So glad to see a ship at last. Ready to offer my services. I'm an engineer, finest you'll ever hire. Treat engines like my own children. Not that I have children. Too busy. Usually busy. Welcome aboard. You pick up the tireless. Wait, I picked them up on my last captain, didn't I? We only got to see them for a second. 5% fuel efficiency, so that means you'll go through fuel. That's a very small bonus, but that's still really good. And then at plus 8 veils is actually really nice as well. I'm assuming you'll increase veils. We're not going to worry about that just yet. Oh, wait. I was just about to leave, but we also have a couple things to do here. Ask the squatters about the castle, or take tea with the squatters at the dock. This will lower terror a little bit, get us maybe lower our food a little bit, hunger a little bit, and then it will give us a supply if this is exactly the same as it was last time. But that all is like really good, so some of them wear the robes of Iremi riddle fishers. Some look like withered folk, but even more ragged. But they do seem a little more practical than either of those peoples. Surprisingly warm welcome. We already read through that before. Lost 10 terror for a supply and a fuel. Okay. And we could enter, but that's a big commitment and we're not ready for it right now. So, little detour. Now I'm going to bring you back to Gatorsmorn. Here we are, after a little detour back in Gatorsmorn. We have for shops. Buy fuel and supplies for a lot more expensive. Buy sunless fruit, which we haven't found a purpose for, but is still really expensive. Ooh, we have our unstamped souls, but that's required to go to, that's Mount Palmerston. But anyways, I was hoping, because I realized we forgot something. Now that the person's actually here. The pirate poet is here. We'll get to that story bit in a second. Have you been sending stolen ships to Corsair's Forest? We're not a pirate, so that's okay. Drop off the shady sort. She inhales the air and smiles, perhaps for the first time. As I remember it, she remarks, less mud, more rum. At the winch head, a deferential fellow in fustian waits. He bows to the shady sort. A pleasure as ever. He barely favors you a glance. He presses a heavy purse in your hand, small coins stained with salt water, but together they amount to a tidy sum. 120 echo just for stopping at a place we were already going. That seems pretty nice. Gather intelligence. Unlocked with no more than 0 report Gatorsmorn. Billing. Scarecrow. You're eavesdropping on the captain of a lean black cutter when her first mate spots you. In the ensuing fracas, one of your crew is smashed through a flimsy wooden wall. He falls 200 feet to be impaled on a smaller stalagmite in the shadow of the morn, and dies instantly. It's a painless death, but his slowly mummifying corpse will hang there for decades to come. Ships will salute it. Successive generations of children will name it, rename it, fling stones, dare each other to climb the pinnacle and kiss its fleshless hand. Really? What was it, like a 60% chance to go well, and it just doesn't, ever. Very rarely will things go well for Sun. 60% chances. Another afternoon at the errant limpet. A drinking... Wait. Oh, we don't have something awaits us in port. That's why there's not more options here. We probably should have, like, done a little bit of circling to, like, kill a little bit of time so we got another one of those before stopping here. Also, another crew member we need to pick up just isn't here? Oh. A familiar face. The pirate poet is here, performing for a crowd outside the limpet. Versus amongst iniquity. She is halfway through the familiar baptism in glass when you approach. The pirates and corsairs are enraptured by the heavy thumps of verse, as are your own crew. She moves on to her most famous work, Remember Polythreme, before finally noticing you during the scream of clay. As the applause and clinking of coins fades, she tilts her head towards the pub door. A truce on neutral ground. At sea, you are deadly rivals. Here you can simply be two captains, sharing a drink and a few stories. Drinks with a pirate poet. You have the constitution to match a clayman. A tryst with the pirate poet. You've fought many times. Tales of your mighty battles are told across the Neath. Your names are often spoken together. Is this the next step? Or walk away? She's an enemy. If she has mistaken civility for anything more, the fault is hers. Drinks or a tryst? Let's go with drinks with the pirate poets. An evening of haze and regret. Where is this? London? Vanderbite? Naples? Oh no, it is still the morn. Your mouth is dry, your body sore. Your head. You clasp a hand to it. It burns almost as much as it aches. Memories rush back. The clap of the pirate poet's hand on your shoulder as she described the aftermath of your last encounter. Her story of countless days spent fighting her way through the slime and stench of a Z-beast's stomach. Rescued by slavers, then shoveling coal until opportunity arose to escape. And then? Then there was more. Now, just aching. All over, but mostly there. Why there, of all places? A bandage? Is it a wound from an ill-judged duel? No, you recall a parting gift, given with a smirk and a baptism, and baptized with a loving splash of cheap whiskey. You peel back the fabric. A tattoo. An occurrence. Your encounters with the pirate poet quality is now you have reached a rapport with the pirate poet. An occurrence. Your memoirs of pirate's tattoo quality is now obscene, illegal, anatomically most improbable. You lost in terror. Interesting. Let's do another afternoon at the... Okay, that just gives us a terror. Never mind. I thought that's what that was. I could not remember, though. So, I'm in the wrong one. Journal. Where's that symbol? Pirate's tattoo. The pirate poet has left her mark. Interesting. I wonder what will happen next time we meet. I'm sure there's more to that story than we've seen so far. But anyways, this is probably a pretty good place to end off the episode. Looking at the map, the only thing new is frost found. But that doesn't mean we didn't get stuff done. What did we get done? Cannibal feasts at Mudden Islands. A little bit of stuff at Pigmoat, but not really. Yeah, nothing really there. We ended up doing a story bit we've already seen, the Just Breathed Spirit, which was the higher stat anyway, so nothing really at Pigmoat. Haven't found any of the crewmates we have to pick up. We stopped at two places where they should have been, and then they just weren't. But we did find out this tile isn't useful. Some Mount Palmerston's here, here, or here, which is good to know. Next time we're going to go up and down, up, across, probably explore this one too. Or just continue on all the way to Irem. Irem we need to get to anyways. But, yeah. Next time we'll find Mount Palmerston and get some more stuff done. We'll stop at the salt lines, continue on a little bit more story, and just get a little bit more work done. This episode, despite cutting down travel time almost entirely and skipping some of the smaller islands, we didn't actually get to skip any of the smaller islands. Ugh. Anyways. I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed as much as I have, and I do hope to see you next time. So, without further ado, take care everyone.